What's going on, everyone? So Mason Gooding recently did a bunch of interviews and stuff for Hard Eyes and stuff, and of course was talked and asked about the upcoming Scream 7. And he talked about Ghostface and how Ghostface is much more brutal, right? Much like it's just going to be very different. And he kind of gave us some insight. He's like, I can't say too much, obviously, but there's a scene where they do things to a body that is very crazy, right? That Ghostface does some things, right? So this is going to be a very dark, brutal film with Ghostface. And we'll see obviously who ends up becoming Ghostface and how do they go. But do they go the cult route? Do they do multiple Ghostface? Is it like a revenge thing again? Like how are they going to approach it, right? But given that we've heard now like 3 or 4 different times from different people that Ghostface is going to be the most brutal, dark Ghostface we've ever gotten, I want to have just like a generalized, fun conversation. And just, of course, I want to hear your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below on just like what you want to see from Ghostface. And do you like the brutality? Like, I know I've touched on this and talked about this before in other videos, and we've talked about like a more brutal Ghostface before, but now that we're getting like actual confirmation from, um, you know, actors and actresses that are actually in the movie, right, rather than it just being speculation, now that we have the confirmation, I kind of want to touch on that a little more, because I am a fan of it. I like the darker, more brutal Ghostface. Like, I loved the type of kills in Scream 5, right? I'm okay, like, and I've said this before, like, I'm all for them kind of getting Ghostface off the knife a little bit, right, and get some creative kills. Like I've talked about, I would love to see them kind of do some of the kills, like, be creative with the kills like they were in the show. If you ever saw the series, Scream the series, that had some of, like, the best kills in, like, horror movie period, like, slasher movie period, right? Like, Brandon James was very creative in some of those kills. And I really enjoyed that. Like, obviously you want Ghostface to use the knife more often than not. And every film has a kill where it's like, they're not, I mean, even Scream 6 with Annika, right? Like, every film has that kill or two, but I wouldn't mind having, several creative kills in this one, right? And maybe get something where, Ghostface just like throws somebody into a wood chipper or something, right? Like, and or somebody just like falls down the stairs and like breaks their neck or something. It's just like, oh, like, like, I don't know. I'm open to some creativity, but I did like in Scream 5, when you saw somebody on screen, you knew they were dead. And I really do. I really value that because that's what it's supposed to be, right? Like, even in real life. And obviously it's a movie. There's movie logic and unrealistic scenarios and stuff like that. For the most part, Scream is very rooted in realism. And so, like, serial killers and stuff aren't usually toying and making phone calls and, leaving paper trails and stuff like that they're usually in and out. They usually stalk the prey, figure out when's the best time, where's the best place, blah, blah, and then get it done and get out. Right? Like, so I like that in Scream 5, Ghostface was in and out. Right? Like, think of, Wes and Vince and Judy and all of these kills. Even Dewey's death was quick and swift. And, like, Ghostface wasn't trying to wrestle with people and fight with them, and they weren't all clumsy and things like that. And, like, yeah, like, obviously I love the classic Scream movies. Like, it's my favorite horror franchise. And it's what I literally built the channel on the back of, right? But, Ghostface was clumsy, right? A little goofy, a little silly. Right? I mean, that's why, like, Scary Movie is so hilarious, because it's just like spot on. Like, oh man, I need to quit drinking. Right? It's just like, it feels like that at times, right? Like, Ghostface is like trying to wrestle with people and just like getting like kicked and, and just like, rather than like what you saw in Scream 5, where it's just sneak attack, boom, you're dead. Right? I'm not playing games. We're not wrestling. We're not toying. Right? That's why, like, a lot of people, were upset. Like, oh, Amber, she's so little, this, that, and the other. Right? And it's just like, yeah, but look at the type of kills. Right? Like, it doesn't matter how small you are. you just like get blindsided and like stabbed in the throat, like you're probably not making it out. Right? I don't care if, she's, 4'2", 60 pounds. Even a little kid, if it does that, you're gone. Right? So I don't mind that. But I also like the militant element of Ghostface in Scream 6. And it's another thing I've talked about. Like, if you could take the militant version of Ghostface in Scream 6 and pair it with the type of Ghostface and how, like, the no nonsense, no BS Ghostface you got in Scream 5, I think that's the perfect Ghostface. I think it's terrifying, it's menacing, right? You got a Ghostface that just doesn't play games, but can also handle their own, knows how to properly maneuver and take people out and stuff. I really like that type of Ghostface. Obviously, again, you want the movie to kind of stretch out, right? Like, you don't want, like, Ghostface just running through and killing everybody in the first, like, 10 minutes, and then it's like, okay, well, quick movie, right? So, again, you're going to have some, movie logic and some, build up. But, like, I really like that Scream 5, the only one that really survived was Tara. But that's because they let her, right? That was purposeful. She's the only one that they really messed with and toyed with and made calls and, played games and, pretending like it was her, mother's boyfriend and stuff like that. That's the only person that they really did that to. And it's because it was purposeful. Again, it was by design. So I want them to kind of, everyone else was just boom, in and out, boom, in and out, boom, in and out. Right? I like that. And I really want a darker, again, we're in 2025. And Scream is all, like, don't get me wrong, Scream has always been brutal and dark, right? Like, not by today's standards, but you got to put it in context with the time, right? Like, you look at, like, 96, they had to cut, like, half that movie because they wanted to give it an X rating. So, again, there's always been this, like, darkness to it, right? And this just, like, brutality to it, right? But I want to see, like, the modern version. And I thought, like, I've been very critical of Scream 5 and 6 because I do think that it's warranted. But that's one of the things that I think that they've gotten right and have done a really good job in. Is just getting Ghostface to be dark, brutal, and no BS. And I think that's very important. And I hope that that's something that they continue to do with Ghostface, because I like it. I really do. I like the darker elements of Ghostface. I like the no BS Ghostface. I like Ghostface, I think that that's the most menacing, right? Like you're trying to figure out who it is, but it's just like there's no room for error. It's just boom, like everyone's just dropping like flies, and it's just like, it could be anybody, and they're just like, look at how the people are dying and da da da, right? Like, I think that's a really kind of good entry point personally. But anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass the question on you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel? What are your thoughts? Do you agree with my points? Disagree with my points? Do you want to see that? Do you not want to see that? How do you feel? Whatever your thoughts are. Either way, love to hear it. Let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. Lets me enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.